to make a contact sheet of your albums for the scavenger hunt. Let's go into part 1. You must have all the images selected. You can click on them, or if you're using a Mac, Command A will select them all. Or if you're up here under Edit, I don't know where it is. There's a Select All. There it is, under Edit, like I thought. And that's Command A right here. Oops. Here, Command A, the little butterfly looking thing by the spacebar. Command A, and then we're going to send to print, but we're not going to print. We're going to send to print, but we're not going to print. Notice that we have all these different formats in which we can print, and this one down at the bottom is contact sheets. Notice here we've got captions. What do I want? I want that title. You wrote all those titles out, I want that title. Or if you wrote it as a description, however you did it, I want the date, I want to know when you shot it. And if you're, especially if you're using like a DSLR or something that has aperture, shutter speed, and focal length, not focal length, aperture, shutter speed, ISO. Remember those 3 things that we talked about in the first the first PowerPoint lecture on aesthetic camera control. I want to see your shutter speed, your aperture, and your ISO. Some cameras, your phone, none of this is probably even going to change because your phone shoots at the same thing all the time. But I'd be curious as to what your phone's shooting at, even though it's making all the decisions and you're not. So title, date, aperture, shutter speed, ISO. We are going to hit the print button, but we're not going to print. We're not going to do that. Nope, 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 nope. I'm going to go over here to PDF, and we're going to save it as a PDF. Where I'm going to save it to my hard drive because I'm in the lab. Don't want to save it on the computer in the lab because it will go away. I'm going to go into ARTS-159. I'm going to make myself a new folder, and I'm just going to call it Scavenger Hunt. And then I'm going to put Lee, because that's how I need you to send it to me. I need to be able to know whose Scavenger Hunt Part 1, Part 2, Part 3 is it. And Scavenger Hunt Part 1. Really simple. Let's do it again. Part 2. Select them all. Go to print. Wow, all that information's there. Until you change it, it will always be there, including that preset of how the pictures were lined up. You probably saw when I first opened the dialog box, because I had just made a contact sheet, that it was still in contact sheet, and then I came back up here to show you all the different formats. So however you last used iPhoto, and of course yours will be named. I haven't done that, but yours will all be titled. We're going to print. Why is it black and white? I didn't even pay attention to that. It's black and white because it was sending to a black and white printer, so I didn't pay attention to that when I made my other contact sheet. Was it in black and white too? No, it was in color, so I don't know why the printer changed. Make sure it's sending to a color machine, otherwise it's going to come out in black and white. So make sure it's in color. Save it as a PDF again. If you click on this, it does most of the work for you, and then you can just put in 2. And one more time for part 3. Send to print. Let's go into a color printer so it's in color. Captions are all up. Of course, yours will be named. Look at that lovely name. My husband took this picture with his camera, so look at his camera phone, which is a Samsung. So look at that lovely name. I took this picture with my iPhone, so I get a JPEG. Just a simple little name, but his Samsung gave it a huge, huge name. So yours will all be titled what they are. Send to print again, but again, save as PDF. Nope. Again, why is the printer changing on me? Save as PDF. And again, if you click on a name that's already happened, that'll cut some of the work out for you. And 3. And that's how you make a contact sheet. Next video, how to load it to Encore so I can see it. That's next.